Oh, I could finish watching this more dog video. Oh shit, I closed it.
We need 100 coins to pay for all 10 pigs. So let's count by 10.
Real problem here, which is having to play around a Zephyr at 2-1 is just not fun.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Future Sight is something that gets offered only later, but yeah, like I think for the most part, it feels more tedious than actually engaging because you're playing in a constant state of like, will they, won't they, and I think it gets exhausting after a while because there's so many things to think about in TFT. The last thing that I want to think about is whether or not this person is scouting me to troll me because the way the scouting changes more.
Yep.
How they appear instantly, and that messes with me so much the moment they Future Sight because all they have to do is tab 7 times. And now everybody on the lobby is on notice. I know that's sometimes matchmaking, but like it tells you who's coming up next. But it feels frustrating. Please.
No, I hear you. Pandora's Bench. So when we did the rundown, I called this out as incredible.
The time I wanted to go against like something normal fucking mid lane, I have to go against this bullshit. And we're playing against Joda.
From what I've seen from players reacting to this, it's exactly what I expected, which is it's still underperforming. It's still generally not a good case because the difference in the floor and ceiling versus how well this can perform is still pretty wide. But man, those ceilings, like, you have a silver augment that guarantees you likely a 3-star 4 cost if you play ahead. Like, those ceilings are insane. And so, like, the stats on this may be bad, but I still think this augment might just be generally unhealthy.
Yeah, it goes into the same tier as Recombobulator for me, which is when it's correct to pick this, it leads to some like lobby-defining moments where it feels like everything is solved and figured out, of like what placement you can play for at a certain point of the game. That feels like it feels very frustrating to you. Kind of the same way as like there's like this anticipation of when someone has like high-end shopping or level up. You kind of know I'm on a timer before this person's able to get like the Exodia Dragonborn. Same way that Pandora's Bench, but now that it's offered on silver, it does feel like
no flash mid
because it in the hands of the correct in the hands of a really skilled player, Pandora's Bench is fantastic. I would look at this as being a really cool augment for skill expression because I think part of the reason why the data is so poor, people play it quite poorly.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that overall this augments. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I haven't actually run into a situation where Pandora's Bench was way too oppressive myself. I have watched other people experience it. So I think it's really cool overall. I do think people are playing it really poorly, and I think it's.
I think that's a double kill. Maybe.
It does lead to some really big.
If you go in spider form and E.
Sunfire Board. I think this was a good change. Sunfire Board is never going to be an exciting augment that people are like, yes, Sunfire Board, my game's a save. But like, at least it made it better, and you don't feel as bad about picking it now. So I think this is a good change. Maybe there's a world where this is actually supposed to be 30 seconds, maybe. But generally, right now, I think it's okay. So.
No, we're good. 20 seconds is great. I think it's exactly where it should be. If Sunfire Board means you don't have to build any anti-heal, and it just it's actually exactly where it should be because sometimes it wears off, and you feel like you still want to have some kind of anti-heal like kick in the middle of the fight sometimes, just because you know that your board will like last long enough to go that distance if you're playing like around the center, for example. So I think that it's fine. You don't need to
teemo, I think this change is fine. If anything, maybe not enough. I still don't see a lot of people excited to take Teemo. Though I will say, if this gets much bigger, maybe Swift Shot Yone ends up too good. So, but otherwise, at least it got buffed and it was a healthy buff.
It's very good. When Teemo is good, it is great. It's just pretty narrow. So it just goes in that bucket of augments. Just know what you're doing with it. I think it's fine.
I'll cover these two at the same time. Earth's Grab Bag and Weak Spot removed. I think the Weak Spot one is more debatable because like there were some players that enjoyed it, but the Earth's Grab Bag being removed is just good for the game. I am so glad you can't force Tactician's Crowns and Spatulas nearly as much. So I'm glad to see that removed. I think the next question is Earth Grab Bag 2 supposed to be removed also? And the answer might be yes. But at least that's prismatic, that comes at a pretty good cost. But this being removed, I'm so glad this happened.
I agree. I think, you know, gold being more common, I think Earth Grab, like you did what you promised more, you made emblems more relevant again.
Wait, not like this. Wait.
Again. So yeah, very good change. I mean, weak spot is the 30-second Sunfire board more, plus you get armor reduction.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is why Sunfire boards stay at
All right, on to small changes. Okay, Jade. This is one that actually, like, even though it's in small, I think this Jade 5 buff might have done more harm than we're giving it credit for. That extra 5% attack speed to all the stuff in the Jade 5 comp. Probably a little much. It seems like the Jade 7, though, might have been okay here. I don't see a ton of Jade 7, but even this might be incorrect, and maybe it's supposed to be 10, 25, 50. But I do think the Jade 5 one here was actually a big mistake.
Yeah, 5 is so strong. Once you get it, the attack speed on these specific APs, you can all kinds of stacks together. 7 feels okay, only because you do have to either play some weak units or you have to get Soraka in, and this is also the trade-off, right? Because sometimes when you play 7, you don't have room for the Siphon or other combos. Some people are playing some other dragons or other legendaries like Yasuo. So I think 7's okay in that sense. 5 is just way too easy to activate it and how powerful it is. So I'd like to see it go back to 25 or maybe.
Mage, this is the 5 and 7 nerf. So I'm glad we did this change. It was good for the game. What I will say is I feel like Mage right now is way too reliant on Namzi. If Namzi's not in the game, you kind of can't play Mage. And I'll say that 9 Mage is not really that exciting to chase. It doesn't feel like it's a big enough jump from 7. But again, overall, just put Mage Namzi at least in a healthier spot, I think.
Yeah, I think Mage is a little underrated without the Namzi. I have seen like China, for example, some of those dedicated AP players sometimes just play Mage with like Lux 3 plus, you know, they try to fit for a Mage and everyone of course. But I do agree that it feels like most of the budget is like taken up by Namzi, so I'd like to see some tweaks to it to make it feel like Mages don't feel like if you don't have Namzi, you shouldn't be playing.
Let's see here. Rage Wing 6, slight nerf. Yeah, this is one of those like placebo nerfs. This nerf didn't really change anything, so it's probably fine. And I know we can talk about like inches and how small things matter, but this is one that I really don't think changed a damn thing. It's just like 5% less Omnivamp on a champion that was already overhealing like crazy. So it's fine, but like it didn't move the needle.
Yeah, Rage Wing as a trait right now is totally fine. I still think 8 is kind of a meme.
Yeah,
I still don't see the purpose of playing 8 Rage Wing. You brought it up before as well. There is one case which is you somehow unlock the absolute perfect set opening and you hit 8 Rage Wing, like kind of like you hit Shyvana on 7 set moments, you hit it on 9 very quickly, it can do very well. That's like a 1 in 100. You have to play like 100 times. It's not good.
Swift Shot 5 buff, good, didn't move the needle, but if you do high roll 5 Swift Shot, it's actually kind of fun, so I call this a good change.
Yeah, particularly if you manage to get 5 Swift Shot and you are playing Yone reroll with Warriors and other stuff, it's a good time. It's a really good time. I like it.
Lee Sin, bug fix, and slight nerf. If anything, I would say the slight nerf might not have been enough, especially at 3-star. The bug fix made him very reliable. Thankfully, he's not like an S-tier comp or anything like that, but otherwise, I'm glad we fixed the bug, and I'm glad we compensate nerf because of the bug, so generally it seems okay.
I don't really see people play Lee Sin carries. A couple people did do it in the recent Dragon Cup, but it was one of those like they had Lee Sin 2. You're better off just playing for the most part. So I think that's fine. Like situationally, if we can do the carry, but he's really fun to play.
Volibear, this change was incredibly minor, didn't move the needle at all. Volibear is still kind of a meme. He's okay if you get him like early in stage 2 and maybe in stage 3. Falls off a cliff. I had some bad experiences with him trying to make him work. I just don't think this moved the needle enough.
Yeah. There's this one game where I was playing lobby with Voltarius, the French streamer. Sometimes. He had 100 HP more at 4-5 with Volibear 3 already. And then 5-1 hit, everyone got their treasure dragon, and he lost me for the rest of the game and went 5th.
Yep.
So it was like the perfect setup for him. He had like the right shimmer items and everything like that. And
Yep.
still wasn't close. Well, there is indeed.
Zippy. So Zippy 3 buff, fine. Zippy 3 needed it. Interestingly enough, I'm glad. So at the time when we had to lock in this patch, Zippy still hadn't quite caught up. So we were like, oh, do we need to buff it a little? I'm glad we didn't. Zippy is probably right where he should be, if anything. If anything, some people might think he's a little overpowered. But we buffed Zippy 3, and Zippy 3 needed it.
Yeah. And actually, it's a really cool win con that a lot of people don't even still go to. I think Zippy 3 situation is really good. Especially if you're playing like a quick reroll or something like that. So I like Zippy. One of those fun units. Definitely one of the highlights of the set for me. More things like this.
Cool. Xayah 1 nerf. I think this was good. Xayah 1 was a little too good. Though I will say, this didn't actually do anything. The bigger thing was like Rengar becoming meta and Siphon coming back and things like that. But this was just a nice thing to make Xayah 2 matter a little more than Xayah 1.
Xayah 1 wiping whole boards didn't feel right, so.
Ao Shen. So there was the Ao Shen 3 buff, who cares? Ha ha ha, that's funny. But there was also the Ao Shen 2 slight nerf, which was good, didn't move the needle enough. Ao Shen is still the ultimate endgame champion, if you can get to it. The problem right now is getting to it because the mid game's so rough, but good nerf.
Yeah, I've seen more Ao Shen 3 this patch than I have the entire set. Like, weird. I screenshot of it too, which is raining. So this is really good. The quality of life change want that to happen. Ao Shen still is way too strong. I think it's the 2-star should be a little powerful because it's 24 gold plus, you're committing 3 items theoretically. So I think 2 stars actually should be where it is. I think the 1 star just feels way too stable.
Speaking of 24 gold champions, Aurelion Sol, we buffed him, which was good, but he's still nowhere near Ao Shen. He kind of has the same problem that a lot of our AP casters have, which is if you can't first down a dragon, you're probably not good enough because the dragon will just heal back up to full. And so Aurelion Sol really struggles into things like Deja, Sohm, the Soifin, obviously, and so I think that's just gonna be one of those things that, cause like I don't think we can buff him much further before he just starts one-shotting Xayah backlines completely,
Yeah, I was muted because I'm listening to. I was listening to more dog. Yeah, I took the whole thing. He's weak as shit. I mean, he's like nothing. He's so bad.
Well then, let's start at the beginning. Do you remember the first time you went to Sparky today? Go first.
Probably.
Hi there, boys. We're looking for Donald's lost lion.
It's not the lies that cut, but the shadows of the truth.
He makes such a loud sound. Do you remember what sound Sparky makes? That's right.
They're gone.
I remember
I
Donald.
bargained my soul for the progress of Portland.
You can go take a red. I'm sitting here.
Maybe Sparky fell into the pond too. Maybe one of our mountain tools can help us look underwater. Everybody say, "Oh, Doodle!"
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill. An enemy has been slain.
A microphone, a ladder, a snorkel and mask, or a mystery mouse tool. Which one can we use to
I mean, yeah, I saw her. But she just gets out.
the snorkel and mask? Let's all put our masks on. And look at these glasses. You see these sunglasses? Oh, where? Yeah, there they are. Good work, everybody.
There's no flash on what's her name. Senna. She has no flash. I'm back, King. Yeah.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Ooh, that's 4 people.
Yeah, there it is. The right path.
Today just got terribly bad. Your enemy has destroyed a turret.
No flash mid. Teemo's free because he has no flash. I'm fed. If I didn't have to build a stupid hex drinker, I would have 2 items. You guys are alone, I can't help. Can you keep vision with him? Yeah, I saw that. Oh my god. I mean, I took so much tower damage, 1,000 tower damage. It is what it is. I don't care. The Jin has no gale force or whatever, but I think, yeah, just him dying. I am Jin's worst fucking nightmare in any game, though. You hate seeing a Camille when you're Jin on the opposite team, especially if they can play Camille. Because I know you know, because I'm only ulting you every single time I get a chance. Yeah, like Camille's on the other team. No Jin, no Jin. I think Camille's just worse though, because you can at least like if they hit you with the ult, like Malphite and Camille are the worst because like you're just stuck. Especially like Malphite and Camille though, because you can you can do a couple of things, but you can't get out of my ult. You just have to sit there and take it. I'm out. They're both right there. Ooh. No flash. I'm taking blue buff. Pull back. Hey, I gotta ping Discord, send it to Jordan. Hey. Camille into the fucking